Good morning, Crossroads Church family. It's me, Amy, the optimistic mama. And this is a morning mugshot. So for those of you who don't know who the optimistic mama portion of who I am is, it is kind of a voice that I started, a handful of years ago at the beginning stages of motherhood when I was going through a particularly difficult time with postpartum and challenging babies and looking for an outlet. And this kind of just snowballed into a voice of encouragement in a little corner of the internet. So when Pastor Nate approached me about using that voice to be a voice of encouragement here for Crossroads, of course I jumped at the opportunity, because any opportunity to be any kind of encouragement is something that I really hope to be a part of, especially right now, during this super bizarre time in history. And despite the direction to be socially distant, I hope that you're all coming to find, as I have, these really unique ways that people are coming together to rally, to support, to embrace this separate but together kind of time. I've known for a long time how much I value and love our church family, but in the last couple of weeks, I've really recognized how much I miss my church family. Even the people that, you just kind of like wave at across the church on Sundays. It's something that I so look forward to, that my children look forward to. Sundays are a part of our daily rhythm. We love church on Sundays. So now that we can't do that, on Sunday mornings when we gather on the couch and we turn on the internet, I love seeing all of the little, this person joined and this person joined, good morning. And just for that brief time, I feel like we're back and we're together. So for the time being, let's just really embrace that, I guess, as best we can. But I wanted to first kind of introduce why I'm doing these little videos and to who they're kind of directed toward. So under the umbrella of my optimistic mama is kind of the journey of my own going through a difficult time and always embracing optimism. That was before I truly understood what joy is and what it could mean for my life. So silver linings are something that fortunately have always been fairly obvious to me. Dark clouds, sure, but look at that beautiful silver lining. But it wasn't until we came to Crossroads and God really started working in my heart that more and more was being revealed to me, that the joy that I could have amidst darkness, I have a baby stuck under a table, just bear with me, we'll see how long this video goes, but that joy comes even through the dark and the difficult. So there's a lot of dark and there is a lot of difficult going on for people right now. I understand that there are clearly health concerns going on for some, loss of employment, loss of wage, loss of security and predictability, and that is all a very unique challenge. And I'm speaking directly to the moms at home right now that are suddenly homeschooling, that are suddenly stay-at-home moms that may not have been in that role for however long. And I want to let you know that giving yourself grace, especially in this time, is so important. And as a church family and as a church community, we need to be reminded the importance of rallying around each other during this time. It's difficult. You're going to have dark days. You're going to have days where you question what is even going on. And I know this because that was me for a really long time. And I made the choice to be a stay-at-home mom. Jay and I prayerfully and very deliberately made a choice to become a homeschooling family. But we had the privilege of time to kind of unpack that all and consider what that would look like for our family. But many of you are now finding yourself thrust in this position where suddenly your vocation is taking a back seat and you're at home. Or, you were very happy and committed to your kids going to public school or even private school, and you were going along that path and you were happy with it. It was working for you. And now you're like, I'm at home and responsible for the education of my children. And I want you to know, if that overwhelms you, you're in good company, because I made that choice and I'm overwhelmed by it daily. But one of the things that I need to remind myself of on a regular basis is that I'm not supposed to be able to handle this on my own. I'm not supposed to be perfect at this, because I'm not supposed to be perfect at anything or fully capable of anything without the strength of God on my side. So push into that. Really recognize that weakness is not a bad thing. When you realize that God is there and filling in all of those blanks, lean into the weakness so that God can be glorified through this challenging time. This video's already gotten longer than I intended. Good thing I'm not a pastor, eh? I'd be talking forever. Here's the verse, the passage that I had wanted to read. It's in James chapter 4, and I think we're in verse 13. I'm just going to read it quickly. Come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go into such and such a town and spend a year there and trade and make a profit. Yet you do not know what tomorrow will bring. Sound familiar? What is your life? For you are a mist that appears for a little time and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we will live and do this or that. As it is, you boast in your arrogance. All such boasting is evil. So whoever knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, for him it is sin. Just for a bit of accountability today, because that passage is my own heart so often. We are just a wind. We are only here such a short time, and we feel like, oh my goodness, this last 5 weeks has been an eternity, and what will tomorrow bring? But we already know this, and I just want to reiterate, today is the only day that we have. We don't know what tomorrow brings. And what a great, unique opportunity in history and in your family and in your personal life to be reminded God is in control. We can model this to our kids in the best the way we know how. Have open and honest conversations with them, certainly. But every moment that they start questioning, what about tomorrow? And then you know you're questioning what's happening tomorrow. Be reminded and be encouraged that we are under the headship of a sovereign God who loves us better and more completely and wholly in a way that we can't even fathom. So yeah, this road might be a little bit longer and it'll get bumpier and it'll have hard parts, but we are here as a community of believers in this church family that we can support and encourage one another. We can lift up one another in prayer. Let's be reaching out to one another. We have some new moms in the congregation. We have some veteran moms in the congregation. We have widows in the congregation. You know who your family is. So let's all take pride in our family and love one another well. Be encouraged.